Archangel Michael has an urgent message of validation specifically for you today. You've been questioning your own mind and memory lately, wondering if you're losing your grip on reality. Someone in your life has been making you doubt everything you know to be true. The powerful guardian angel Archangel Michael is watching over you right now, and he needs you to hear this. The things you saw, heard, and experienced actually happened. You're not imagining things. You're not crazy. Your gut feelings and memories are accurate and real. Those moments when you felt certain about something, only to be told you were wrong, you weren't wrong. The divine timing that brought you to this message is no accident. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you, sending signs through your dreams, and that protective feeling you sometimes get. The gaslighting and manipulation you've endured stops now. His blue light of truth surrounds you as this revelation unfolds. What you're about to learn will finally make sense of the confusion you've been experiencing. Your sanity is intact, and Archangel Michael is here to prove it to you. Archangel Michael has revealed something deeply concerning. Someone close to you has been deliberately distorting your reality, and it's not an accident. This person has been systematically making you question your own perceptions and memories. They deny conversations that definitely happened. They twist your words and then claim you said things you never did. They make you feel confused about events you clearly remember experiencing. This psychological manipulation is called gaslighting, and Archangel Michael sees it happening to you right now. This tactic is specifically designed to make you dependent on their version of reality instead of trusting your own mind. Your mental and emotional health is at serious risk because of this ongoing manipulation. This person uses gaslighting as a tool to gain control over you, your decisions, and your life. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that the damage to yourself, trust has been intentional and carefully calculated. You've started apologizing for things you didn't do wrong. You've begun doubting your own experiences and memories. This manipulation has infected your confidence in all areas of your life, not just in your relationship with this person. The confusion you feel isn't a flaw in your mind. It's the intended result of deliberate psychological abuse. Archangel Michael sees through their deception and wants to restore your clarity before more damage is done to your sense of self. Now, Archangel Michael wants you to recognize the signs that what you experienced was real gaslighting. You constantly second-guess your own memory about even simple things. You frequently apologize even when you know deep down you're right. You struggle to make simple decisions without getting validation from others first. You feel like you're going crazy or genuinely losing your mind. You've even started recording conversations or saving text messages to prove that things actually happened the way you remember. You find yourself rehearsing conversations before they happen, trying to predict how your words will be twisted. You feel anxious and deeply confused after interactions with this specific person. They tell others you're too sensitive or overly dramatic when you react to their behavior. They claim you're remembering things wrong constantly, making you doubt your own mind. Your self-esteem has dropped significantly since this person entered your life, or since the manipulation began. You question whether you can trust your own judgment about anything anymore. They accuse you of lying about things you absolutely know happened. They deny promises they clearly made to you, leaving you feeling crazy for even bringing it up. They use phrases like, "that never happened," or "you're imagining things," or "you're too emotional to remember." Correctly. They change their stories and insist you're confused about the facts when you call them out. They trivialize your feelings and experiences, making everything seem like your problem. Other people have started questioning your credibility because of things this person has said about you. You felt increasingly isolated because they've spread doubt about your mental state to mutual friends or family members. You experience physical symptoms like anxiety, insomnia, and difficulty concentrating. You've wondered if you actually need psychological help because the confusion feels so real. The confusion feels like a thick fog you can't escape from no matter how hard you try. Archangel Michael confirms these are classic manipulation patterns, not signs of mental illness. Archangel Michael stands before you now with absolute truth and declares, "You are not crazy. It was real. Every single experience you remember actually happened exactly as you recall it. Your perceptions were accurate and truthful from the beginning. The conversations you remember genuinely occurred the way you think they did. Your feelings were completely appropriate responses to the real situations you faced. Your intuition was warning you all along that something wasn't right, and you should have trusted it. The divine realm witnessed everything that happened between you and this person. Angels recorded every interaction, every conversation, every truth that was later denied. Your sanity is completely intact and always has been. Your memory is functioning properly and reliably. The problem was never with you. It was always the manipulation being used against you. Archangel Michael's light of truth reveals the absolute reality of what happened. You have been a victim of deliberate psychological abuse designed to confuse and control you. Your reactions were normal, healthy responses to abnormal, unhealthy treatment. The self-doubt you've been experiencing was planted in your mind, not a natural part of who you are. Your spiritual clarity is returning right now as you hear this validation. Divine witnesses in the spiritual realm confirm your version of events is the true version. The evidence of what really happened exists permanently in the spiritual realm where lies cannot reach. Truth cannot be permanently hidden from divine sight, and Archangel Michael sees everything clearly. Your worthiness and mental clarity are being restored in this very moment. Archangel Michael's shield now surrounds you, protecting you from further manipulation attempts. This validation is just the beginning of your healing journey back to trusting yourself. Archangel Michael offers specific, powerful protection from further gaslighting and manipulation. Begin each day with this affirmation. I trust my perceptions and experiences. My memory is reliable. My reality is valid. Visualize a bright blue light shield surrounding your mind, protecting your mental clarity from outside distortion. Say this prayer when you feel confusion creeping in. Archangel Michael, protect my mind and memory. Let me see truth clearly and trust what I know. Practice this grounding technique when feeling confused. Place both feet flat on the floor. Take 3 deep breaths and state one thing you absolutely know is true. Keep a detailed journal of interactions and events, writing down what happened immediately so you have your own record. Record important conversations when it's legal in your location, or have witnesses present when possible. Trust your very first reaction to situations before self-doubt has time to creep in and cloud your judgment. Use this visualization. See Archangel Michael's sword of light cutting through the fog of confusion surrounding your thoughts. After manipulative interactions, speak the truth of what happened aloud to yourself to reinforce your reality. Take saltwater baths or wash your hands with salt water while mentally clearing away mental fog and confusion. Create physical distance from the manipulator whenever possible to give your mind space to clear. Set firm, non-negotiable boundaries about what behavior you will accept in relationships. Have trusted friends or family members present during important conversations with this person. Refuse to engage in circular arguments that go nowhere and only increase confusion. Use clear phrases like, "I know what I experienced," without defending or explaining further. Stop defending or explaining your reality to someone who refuses to acknowledge it. Use sound clearing like bells or clapping while saying, "Archangel Michael, clear this mental manipulation." Carry blue crystals like lapis lazuli or blue lace agate to maintain mental clarity throughout your day. Create a morning ritual that strengthens your sense of truth before interacting with others. Practice recognizing manipulation attempts in real time so you can protect yourself immediately. Trust your body's stress signals as important warning signs that something isn't right. Build a support network of people who validate your experiences and believe you. You'll know these protections are working when clarity starts returning and confidence begins growing again. The journey of rebuilding trust in your own perceptions begins now with Archangel Michael's guidance. Understanding that this damage wasn't your fault is essential to your healing process. You need to recognize that you were deliberately targeted by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. Your intelligence and sensitivity actually made you a target, not a weakness. The manipulator specifically chose you because you're empathetic and willing to question yourself. Now begins the process of healing your fractured sense of self and inner confidence. Recovering your natural confidence and intuition takes time, but it will return stronger than before. Processing the deep betrayal of trust is painful but necessary for complete healing. Release any shame you feel about being manipulated. You did nothing wrong. Understanding that manipulation is a learned skill that abusers consciously use helps remove self-blame. You're not weak or stupid for being affected by calculated psychological abuse. Try this visualization for healing fractured self. Trust. See Archangel Michael's blue light mending cracks in your sense of self. Practice speaking kindly to yourself during recovery, as you would to a friend who was hurt. Celebrate small moments of clarity and certainty as they return to your daily life. Forgive yourself for doubting yourself. That was the intended effect of the abuse. Recognize your incredible strength in surviving this abuse and still being here. Use blue healing light meditation, specifically designed for mental and emotional wounds. Reconnect with your authentic thoughts and feelings without second-guessing them constantly. Learn to distinguish between healthy self-doubt and the planted confusion from manipulation. Your brain is building new neural pathways of self-trust with each day of practice. Consider therapy or professional counseling that specializes in trauma recovery and abuse. Surround yourself with people who consistently affirm reality and believe your experiences. Give yourself time and patience with your healing process. Rushing won't help. Remember that Archangel Michael's support continues throughout your entire recovery journey. Archangel Michael wants to teach you how to spot gaslighting before it can damage you again. Learn these warning signs in new relationships before getting deeply involved. Watch for these red flags in early interactions with new people in your life. Be cautious of people who frequently contradict your memory about recent conversations or events. Notice those who consistently dismiss your feelings as overreactions or being too sensitive. Watch for individuals who try to isolate you from other perspectives and outside opinions. Be wary of people who always need to control the narrative in every situation. Stay alert around those who make you feel confused or uncertain regularly without clear reason. Archangel Michael is actively strengthening your discernment abilities to recognize these patterns faster. Trust that uncomfortable feeling that arises in your gut when something doesn't feel right. Recognize the pattern of love bombing followed by sudden devaluation and criticism. Notice patterns of denial and deflection when you try to discuss real concerns. Watch for people who constantly project their own negative behavior onto you instead. Be cautious of those who immediately play victim the moment you confront their behavior. Recognize individuals who triangulate by bringing others into conflicts unnecessarily to create drama. Pay attention to people who seem to actually enjoy your confusion and disorientation. Notice when someone seems to need you to doubt yourself for the relationship to work. Understand that their need for power and control drives this behavior pattern consistently. Archangel Michael will begin revealing people's true intentions much earlier than before. Your awakened awareness now serves as permanent protection against future manipulation attempts. The gift of heightened discernment from this painful experience will serve you forever. You'll never second-guess obvious manipulation again because you now know the patterns. Your elevated sensitivity to dishonesty and deception has become a powerful protective tool. This painful experience has ultimately made you stronger, wiser, and more aware than ever before. Your spiritual awareness has dramatically increased through facing and surviving this challenge. You can now see through manipulation attempts instantly because you know the patterns intimately. The clarity and discernment you've gained through this suffering serves a much greater purpose. Your voice is being restored and amplified by Archangel Michael's divine intervention. You're learning to speak your truth confidently without needing external validation or approval. Understanding that your reality doesn't need defense from those who refuse to see truth anyway. The true power that comes from deeply trusting yourself above all other voices. Archangel Michael is revealing your resilient spirit that survived what could have broken you. This challenge awakened dormant strength within you that you didn't know existed before. You now have the ability to help others who are facing similar manipulation and abuse. The hard-earned wisdom from this painful experience cannot be taken away from you. Standing firm in your truth regardless of opposition or attempts to shake you. Boundaries that effectively protect your peace and sanity are now your top priority. Confidence in your own perceptions and judgment grows stronger with each passing day. Freedom from needing anyone's approval or validation of your reality is true liberation. The warrior spirit activated through this trial will serve you throughout your entire life. Your testimony and survival story will help others recognize gaslighting in their own lives. Divine purpose is emerging from this suffering that once seemed meaningless and cruel. Archangel Michael stands beside you right now as you receive this validation. Your reality is valid, true, and worthy of being honored and believed. Act now to protect your mental clarity using the methods shared in this message. Begin implementing these protection practices today, not tomorrow or next week. Your healing and freedom are the highest priorities in the divine realm. Show your appreciation for this divine intervention by giving super thanks up to $20. This message arrived at the perfect moment in your journey. Trust yourself again, you were always right.